Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational. I'm Humanist, joined alongside Zekent. We're ready to break down all of this action for you here today. You know, we've had some matches already go on. We had our third place decider match. We had some community battle royale matches. We're in for a little bit of more battle royale right now, and we actually have some fresh blood up on the stage. Yeah,
I got quite a few new players coming up on stage to play these battle royale matches. It's going to be very, very exciting. And last time it was a 2-0. Do you think it's going to go all 3 games this time around?
You know, I would hope so. You know, I like to see that competitive spirit and, you know, go back and forth. We never like to see the 2-0s.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, Battle Royale is not the most competitive thing out there. It's, you know, if you have a couple minutes here and there.
I'm pretty sure it's the most competitive mode I've ever seen.
There you go.
No cap.
Spoken by Humanist.
No cap there, guys. All right, well, make sure also if you're on Twitter right now, just let us know if you're enjoying the event, how it's going, how you're enjoying the game. Hashtag VaingloryE3, and also throw in that hashtag Samsung Galaxy as well. You'll be entered to win a hoodie and some ice. Some pretty good stuff.
Ooh. I'll take some of that.
Yeah, I know you would as well. All right, guys. Well, actually, I have a list right here, and your community battle royale players are going to be. For the blue team right here, Captain Jeffy, Gabe Vizzle, and Aloha. That seems like a pretty OP lineup right there.
Sounds pretty stacked.
Is that right? Is that right?
I see them right here. I mean, they're sitting right there.
Can confirm. Not sure if my eyes are lying, but yeah, I mean, that's the team right there. Across the board, red team. It's going to be Hardek, Ready Player One, and Forever.
So also a pretty solid lineup. It's going to be very interesting to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with these lineups, now that I've actually read the teams and everything, I think this could be a 3-game series.
Oh, yeah, it could be very close.
All right. Well, as you know, these guys, it comes down a lot to the luck of the draw, what you random here getting in. But, of course, you got to have that Battle Royale play style. Oh, yeah, for sure. Battle Royale, you have to switch your strategy a little bit. A little different builds, a little different heroes, and just your mindset going into the game is completely different. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and throw it over to our casters, Action Jackson and Four-Court Jester. Take it away, guys.
Someone's been watching too much Silicon Valley.
I thought I heard Action Jacket.
This is the Action Jacket. Yeah, this is the Action Jacket. All right, so anyway, thank you very much, Humanist. We're going to be getting some more Battle Royales underway. Looking forward to seeing which one of these teams comes out ahead. I am banking on Aloha and Gabe Vizzle. I think that's going to be very strong.
No, that's not how this works. We got to rock, paper, scissors, and then you bank.
So what? If I win, do I get to choose?
Yes,
is that
that's how it's always worked. 1, 2, 3.
All right. There you go. I get to choose. Right. This time I'm on the winning side. For once,
sure. Let's remember though. Every time you've lost, I've won, and every time I've won, I've won.
That's true. That's true. You've always won, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Looks like Jizzy, you're no longer my jam. Now it's all about Hardek. I'm putting all my eggs in that basket. So as we get back into this Battle Royale, guys, we're going to be jumping in here fairly soon. But you, too, can participate. Type in right now, Galaxy S7 into the Twitch chat. And we are having 3 more lucky winners go home with 500 ace by the end of by the end of this series. So, you know, a little bit of something for the players, a little bit of something for you. And, wow, look at those comps.
Yeah, and whilst we're just waiting for these guys to lock in their randoms there, you can also type hashtag VaingloryE3 into Twitter for a chance to win a hoodie and some ice. So there's lots of different ways for you to participate in all the action that's going on here.
Enjoy your team, man.
Let's have a look at the compositions. On my side, we've got Captain Jeffy playing Finn, Aloha on Scarf, and Gabe Vizzle on Taka.
Man, that's pretty scary, but that's going to be OP Hardek, who's clearly OP. On that Glaive, we are going to have Forever on that Rona, and Ready Player One has our Catherine. So, big things to note right here is Catherine very likely to be going into the tank role, and it looks like Captain Jeffy, he's picked up that Iron Guard contract as well, but a little bit more crystal. In fact, that's a double crystal. Aloha picking up some candy, but on the flip side, look at the tank ability, and that's a crystal Glaive.
Yeah, interesting that we're seeing the Crystal Glaive. Obviously, in the most recent patch, Afterburn had its CP scaling increased slightly, but it's a marginal thing, and aside from that, you don't do that well with Crystal Power. Look at Jeffy, though, just chunking out Forever already with that Quibble as Gabe Vizzle tries to go and find some more poke. He gets stunned up. Look at the return damage. Ready Player and his team find the first kill. Now, that's going to be the return. Hardek needs to be careful, though, as Aloha looks for the poke. Ready Player One is actually getting taken quite low here, though. Oh, it's a weapon power Scarf.
That's exactly the reason
yes,
why. Yep.
Aloha knows me, man.
Now, I'm really curious to see if he's
about.
going to get an alternating current, if it's just going to be straight into that damage. But, I mean, first blood for my team and Aloha.
That was a nice Afterburn coming across. Aloha, he's trying to make his way back to the bush. You can see he's taking a lot of damage here, though. Ready Player One is going to find that kill. Jeffy doesn't have the cooldowns to keep the pressure on the Hardek right now. He's trying to get in range with the boots.
You say that.
Nice chunk out of the Quibble, but Gabevizzle can't get there in time. And the Storm Guard bubble doing a lot of work here for Ready Player One. Gabevizzle's getting annihilated.
Absolutely.
What is going on? Now Captain Jeffy, he's not getting out of this one. It's going to be 4 kills already for your team. What's going on here, Forcord? I don't like this.
Sight Jester. So the captain goes down with the ship, and now this turret. I'm not entirely confident the turret is going to drop, but they are juggling out very nicely. Ready Player One does now take the aggro. They still have to deal with Aloha. And the burning is enough.
Hardek. Yeah, he didn't stop, drop, and roll there. Aloha alone picks up the ace.
All right, team.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
Team, I gotta have a chat with you later. You cannot give aces in this battle royale mode. Like dying out in a stagger, that's fine. But now they have an ace. Now they're coming in. All the crystal is there for the teams they've bought, and now it looks like Blue. They're going to push right through that turret, just like what we were trying to do before.
All right, so Captain Jeffy, notably, is level 6 now. Does have that Force Accord to maybe go for some aggression here. As hard it gets quibbled up.
Yep.
Aloha, let's talk a little bit about his build, because it probably seems really strange until you realize that now, when you crit, you actually get 2 stacks of your burn there, so it can be quite effective.
Yep, that's the entire strategy. Fan the flames and just burn people down.
Captain Jeffy's doing a lot of work on the front line here with those quibbles, but forever, you've got to be careful of Aloha's damage as well. Ready Player One using the Storm Guard there isn't going to have it on cooldown for a while, so he's got to be careful of the damage as well.
So that ace ultimately only did bring them one of those turrets. And now as we posture, I mean, the triple melee, they got to just jump Scarf. That's the big thing right here. Jump Scarf, he's down. Gabevizzle's a one-trick pony with his hits. There they go.
They're trying to go in, but forever already very low. Great red mist in all 3 people. Blast Tremor hits everyone as well. But Gabevizzle just barely is able to get the Kaku out. Not getting quite as nice for Jeffy as he goes down. Aloha, got to be careful here. He's going to make it back to the safety of the turrets. It's a 1-for-1 trade. That fight looked like it could have gone either way.
I'm actually really impressed that Gabevizzle didn't just straight up die right there. As soon as that Blast Tremor hit, it was pretty immense.
Oh, Aloha. He's knocked into the wall. Doesn't have an easy way out of this one. Trying to find some return damage.
Nice
but
stun.
Gabevizzle getting the stun up, has to Kaku back again. I feel like really every single member of the blue team needs to be there for these fights to go their way.
Hardek is probably going to be the target here. If Gabe gets those cooldowns down 3 seconds, X-Retsu, he's probably going to go for the kill.
Yeah, we might see a Forced Accord here out of Jeffy as well. If they can pull them into the turret, could be a lot of damage, but Gabe is, the Kaku just barely able to come out in time. Good Forced Accord, buys some time, but a flare spots out Gabevizzle. Now look at this, he's very low. Great damage coming out of Hardek as Jeffy needs to get back to the turret. He might go down here.
He's gone.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 quick kills for the red team. So they're doing a decent job here.
Okay,
Aloha
now
prevents the ace, though.
That Death Beauty spiral right there. The red mist into the Blood Song and the crit right there. Boom.
That is a lot of damage, I got to admit. Actually, Hardek, I mean, he's got the Afterburn now. Do you think he's going to continue going Crystal Power? Hardek. Okay, he's going to buy.
Purpose.
Yeah, of course.
If he doesn't, it's going to be a Tension Bow, but I suspect he's just going to try to tank up and probably get a little bit more Crystal. Okay, or Broken Myth. I mean, that's a little bit more.
I was not expecting the Broken Myth. That's one thing I was not expecting for
sure. He still has 1,500 cash in his pocket, and yeah, there's a little bit more tankiness now
I think
for
that,
him.
I mean, getting more tanky here makes a lot of sense to me, because if he would just went Aftershock and tank, I mean, that's a strong frontline build, but he's going for a bit more damage than I would have expected. Aloha, where's he going from here, actually? That's another question I want to ask. He's got Sorrow Blade, so he's not going for the crits necessarily. He's not going for the Fan the Flames only. He is actually going for auto attack damage.
We were actually just watching Forever in his little webcam there, playing on the Samsung S7 Edge right there, as all of our Battle Royale players are playing on it. And, you know, it's very crisp. These guys are making the plays, so it's clearly working out very well for them.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with it. Here comes the Blast Tremors. They try and go for the fight. Aloha is able to get away from that Afterburn. Gabevizzle also backing away here, but Jeffy. Oh, what is that damage out of Hardek? Great Forced Accord, though. Lands on the 3, but it's not going to be enough. Hardek chasing down Aloha. Can he get out of this one? Just barely able to get back to the safety of the turret, but he's going to take a while to regenerate back up. There's a lot of space for Hardek and co to really pressure here. Just like
in the Hunters, it's in Hunters match, G2 went double Crystal for the burst. That's exactly what this is. Hardek gets in. He's basically playing like a Taga. Crystal Taga, Crystal Glaive, they're both very similar. One a little bit more mobile than the other, but of course Hardek can just definitely do a little bit more sustained damage on top of it.
Yeah, Hardek's actually doing a lot of damage right now. Every time he jumps in, he's going for Aloha. This time, Aloha knocked into Forever. Great combo there coming out of OP Hardek. Now, he is able to get just out of the way of the turret, but now Forever in a very bad position. Going to be getting taken down by the Ready Player One. Needs to get out of here lest the ace come across for the blue team. Stormguard banner should be wearing out soon. Gabevizzle, once that goes away, likely going to be going in, finding the damage. Good Quibble coming across as well. It's an ace for the blue team. Finally, they're able to take a fight. It's been quite some time since they've won one.
Yeah, well, we didn't have any energy there for the captains, and I believe, no, the boots Boots. She doesn't have boots. Okay, so that's why there was no boots on that. So if you can't run away from Jeffy, I mean, Gabe Vizzle was just going to be able to chase him down with that crystal. He has that Shatter Glass and the very important Void Battery right there. That energy is going to be absolutely vital because he's a two-trick pony, right? He goes into the X-Retsu and the dodge, and then he has to wait and reset.
Okay, here's another fight. Hardek trying to get onto Gabe Vizzle, does do a lot of upfront damage. Polite Company not going to be enough to save him. Force Court comes out just too late as Jeffy, also very low right now, doing some good damage on it forever. It's just not going to be enough. And Aloha, he wasn't in the fight. If he'd maybe been there poking from the sidelines, I think a turnaround could have happened for the blue team, but red team really pulling ahead here.
You see what Aloha and Forever actually have very similar builds, both of them going into the Soro and then into, from there, the breaking point. So just a lot of reflexes across the board here as well.
Aloha stunned up. That gives time for Hardek to position. That Afterburn Blast Hammer does not land, though.
Hardek's going for it.
Some nice boosts. He's looking for that knockback. Doesn't find it, but doesn't need it. The Blood Song wipes out Aloha. It's going to be the ace quite late on in the death timers of the other two members of the blue team as red guys push onto these turrets here.
No, that's definitely going to be another turret gone. Gabe Vizzle can just run in circles all he wants. Jeffy might be able to turn it.
Hardek is really keeping the pressure on, but Jeffy with a great two-man quibble does find some nice damage. Gabe Vizzle goes down, though. Look at the red mist. Hardek can't find the stun onto Jeffy. You got to remember, Finn cannot be stunned, but the damage is going to be enough to take him down. On the flip side, another turret for the red team. They're looking to really push this momentum.
A little bit more crystal for everyone. Now, again, a big thing for these teams. Ready Player One, Pure Tank has an Aftershock. We have double Aftershock on that side as well. And we saw that before a little bit in the Battle Royales. But with that tank, like having that front line, Captain Jeffy is just really relying on the fact that he has a Crucible plus his natural health scaling. That is it. Nobody else here. Like Aloha is actually, in theory, a bit more of a tank here at this point with that double plated coats, or coated plates.
Yeah, I feel like at this point it's very hard for the blue team, obviously, to come back into it. They need to have a full 3 versus 3 fight where they're able to kite around, do some poke damage with Aloha. Aloha, if you can maybe finish up another big-ticket defensive item, could stay alive long enough to get the DPS out. He's got to stack up the breaking point to really be effective.
Yeah, and the breaking point, I mean, just like the Broken Myth, you're going to have to be sustaining in these fights. Longer and longer it goes, the better your stacks are going to be. But so far, I mean, Team B, the red, they've really just been annihilating Aloha.
Here comes another fight, though. Hardek alone this time, actually pulled out of a bad situation by Jeffy as Forever tries to get on the back line. Aloha taking so much damage right now. Can he find Forever? Great reflex block keeps Rona alive. It's a 1-for-1 trade at this point, but look at this. Red team, Red Player One is doing a good amount of work on the front line. Forever is the first to go down, though, as Jeffy tries to go maybe take down Ready Player One here. See a good quibble coming across, but the Stormguard Band is really just an irritation at this point. Gabe Vizzle, very low on the health, but look at this. No energy for Ready Player One. Blue team actually finds themselves the ace.
Gabe was actually playing that extremely well. He was juggling out his cooldowns. He has that crystal. He has those Broken Myth stacks. He just kept going up and up and up. And from there, if you can't take him down, there's no way that Ready Player One is going to be able to get Captain Jeffy. And this is actually looking pretty dire. We're only going to have Hardek up here. It's full hit points across the board here for A, and that's for sure another turret.
This is one of the closest Battle Royales I think we've seen, actually. Still within 2,000 gold between the two teams at this late stage. Hardek trying to go in and maybe go for some more damage here on Gabe Vizzle and Jeffy. You saw that Crucible coming across. Look at Hardek. He's going to get stunned up, but he's got so much damage, and the cooldown reduction is keeping the pressure on. That Afterburn is something like a 4-second cooldown at this point.
The sidestep on that quibble.
Very nice job by Hardek to get out of that one, but with that kill and 43 seconds on Jeffy, this is a big opportunity for the red team.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Aloha and Gabe Vizzle, they're going to be just running for the hills. Now, we do have a lot of ground to cover here from red if they do want to push it out. We did actually get some infusions. You see it, at least 5 players here have their level 12 infusions ready to go. And after this cash grab, I mean, from those deaths, if red doesn't win it right here, they actually could stand to lose.
They absolutely could, but they have got a lot of pressure here. They just need Hardek to get in position to really help them out. He was waiting quite far back for a long time.
Well, what I mean is, like, if they lose this fight and they don't win, like, it's a reverse sweep. I mean, there's not going to be anything left in the tank here.
All right, Hardek trying to start off this fight, looking to maybe juke around and get the knockback on the Gabe Vizzle, but he can't find it. Aloha knocked into the turret. Hardek is very, very low right now, though. The Crucible coming across isn't going to be enough to save him. His Ready Player One also could be going down. They've gone far too deep. Red team, they tried to dive 2 turrets, and that was just not going to happen. Jeffy should be able to pick up Forever here, and blue team with the ace buff could maybe go through and come with the win. They're going to be looking to close out the game.
Oh, me, oh my, Jackson, you're actually in good shape here to finally get your first
Finally,
game.
right? Am I right?
Yep.
It was looking a bit close, though, for Comfort for a while, I got to admit.
Now 30 seconds left. Aloha is the consistent damage dealer, but with the just cooldown reduction out there, like the natural here for Gabe, because he's really not, have huge cooldowns on that Crystal Taka. I'm pretty sure this is just game.
Well, we've only got 8 seconds on Hardek, and we saw earlier on that he was able to jump in pretty much 1 versus 2. The big issue for him last fight was that he was fighting under 2 turrets as well.
They couldn't clear the wave fast enough.
Yeah.
That's something
He's got
I didn't account for.
infusion also on Hardek, so he's doing a lot
Everybody
more
has
damage.
infusions at this point. Like, you're getting to the point where it's 6-item builds.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, look at Ready Player One. Has all the armor plus now a little bit of clockwork on top of that. OP Hardek.
Ready Player One, I think maybe just forgot you can't stack infusions anymore. Picked up both the weapon power.
There's nothing else to do with the money.
Look at the scout traps, too.
Scout traps have defeated the party brush.
Okay,
right.
so we're
This
looking
is the
to
final
see
fight, man.
What could be a clash here. Scout traps do spawn out the advance.
I can hear them yelling.
They're getting into it.
All
Both
right.
teams really want that headset, man. Those headphones.
I can see just Hardek just, well, actually, no, that's your team over there. They're just pumping themselves out. They're going for
All
it.
right, Hardek going in for the fight. Does find a good stun onto Gabe Fizzle right off the bat, but look at the damage onto him. He's got to get out of here forever.
Boom.
He is going to be staying alive with the lifesteal from the Red Mist, and Red Team are at the advantage right now. They're not fighting under the turrets this time. It's a much better position to be in. Aloha
Run,
can't
Jeffy,
kite
run.
back. Red Team, they are in a great position to go for the kills. Jeffy is going to be denying the ace, but I'm not sure it's enough.
There's no point. By the time he actually gets anywhere useful, the big lumbering river troll is just not going to be a factor, and that will actually be the GG. I knew that Hardek could pull this one out.
I'm never going to win a game, man. I'm never going to win a game. It's going to be Hardek's team. Your choice in this match, taking home game 1. It is a best of 3, so maybe if I'm lucky, we're going to see that reverse sweep from the blue team. But congratulations to Hardek forever and Ready Player One for picking up game 1.
Game was so hard to call just down to the end of it, but they couldn't wave clear fast enough. They weren't able to press the advantage, and as you saw, I mean, multiple infusions by the end of it. That doesn't matter. Once you're 6 items, the cash is irrelevant, and I'm very proud of my team here on the left-hand side.
You're proud. What did you do to help them win?
See, Zekin said it best, Mr. Action Jacket. You have to take in different approach to Battle Royale. My team, we clearly have that different approach.
Zekin may have said it best, but you say it best when you say nothing at all. So let's hear from Humanist. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that game. It's very close, actually, very back and forth compared to usual.
You might not want to hear my thoughts, because what I'm really thinking here is that you got a bit of a curse going, buddy. And I think as long as I just predict against you, I'll probably win.
I'm just getting wrecked here. Everyone is going into me.
Hey, I played with Humanist in EU. We went undefeated.
This guy predicted every hero in every Battle Royale match we played. I called hacks, but he was clearly not hacking. That was insane.
Oh, man. You got to learn here, Jacket.
All right, Zekin, are you with me? Come on, man. Don't
It's
break
okay.
my heart.
I got your back. I got your back. We got this. We're going
That's
to
what
take
I'm
home,
talking about.
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought we were a team here.
No,
I thought
no,
we were
no.
teaming up. Everyone
we're
against
done.
Jackson right now. Okay.
We're done. We're
All right.
done.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations to the red team there. Of course, also, let's give Forever a little shout-out. It is his birthday today, so he gets a birthday win to start things off there.
Very nice way to start off your day.
Definitely
Can't really
is.
complain.
Can't complain. And also, these guys are going to be walking away with some Samsung level wireless headphones as well if they win this match. So pretty cool thing indeed. And like I said before, I'm a little jealous I don't get one of these.
I mean, you can always go take one.
Maybe I can.
That's one of the players who win.
Snipe one off the table. All right. Well, these guys, they're hanging out, getting ready in the lobby for game number 2 here, moving forward. It was kind of a wild match. Weapon Scarf?
Yeah, it was actually very interesting to see. It was actually performing quite well up until the end, where Hardek was just all over the place with that glaive. The afterburn on such a short cooldown with the extra cooldown acceleration was just way too much to deal with.
Did I say Hardek OP too much, and he came in with his OP Hardek account?
Sure, why not? Let's go with that. It's his fault.
So. I like it. All right. Well, I'm sure these guys will be ready to launch this match at any moment. But we have these guys ready on stage. Action Jackson and Forecourt Jester ready to make all the calls. So we'll send it right back to these guys.
You know, I think I might gift my Action Jacket to one of them. maybe that would help. That's what they need.
So my team? If you lose 2-0, does one of my team get the Action Jacket?
Absolutely not.
So it's a consolation prize then?
No, it's a boost for them. It's something to help them perform
After they've
better.
lost?
No, during this game.
Well, you got to do it like right now then.
They're too far away.
Yeah, see, exactly. I knew you didn't have it in you. But, guys, what you could actually have with you going into this is a Galaxy S7 giveaway. So right now, Galaxy S7, say it right now in Twitch chat, 500 ice. By the end of this, 3 entries will get themselves a little bit of a chest to go home and do whatever you want with.
And if you're on Twitter, you can do hashtag Vainglory E3 for the chance to win a hoodie. Sadly, not my action jacket. And some ice.
That would have been the best.
What, giving away my jacket?
The action jacket on Twitter.
The button's falling off, man. It's gone through too much in these last few weeks.
It's had too much action.
Yes, it has. All right, so we're going to be heading into this Battle Royale very soon. Obviously, I know which team you're aligned with. What heroes would you like to see here? If we could see anything, if you were able to predict perfectly or give these guys certain heroes.
It's really hard to say that Lance is just not a well-rounded, balanced, and awesome hero to have in Battle Royale. So if I had to bless my team with any of my special powers on prediction, it would be get the Lance. You know, do whatever the Konami code, whatever. I don't care, right?
Actually, you predicted all the heroes, right? With Humanist, that's what he was saying.
Well, he said all the heroes, but
what
he actually meant is that for whatever reason, like 3 in a row of my 8 games of my undefeated streak in EU, I was able to predict my hero.
Your hero.
Not all of the heroes.
Right. Okay.
It was just my hero.
Predict one hero for your team.
Lance.
Lance? You think they're going to get Lance?
I'm feeling it. I feel that the Lance advance will just win out. The wall. You had to think for the wall.
I'm hoping you get the joke poke. Personally.
The joke poke?
Yeah.
That's
when you miss the impale. The Lance advance is when you land.
I get it because it's a joke of a poke.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm feeling like if you guys get that Crystal Taka is just so hard to play around.
It can be, although it did go quite well for you before.
Hey, your Crystal Taka did amazing, man.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we got the comps coming in here. Oh, that's my team. That's my team. All right.
My bad.
Finally. Okay, so let's look at the comps. Aloha playing Glaive, Gavizzle on the Lance, Ozo for Captain Jeffy. And on your side, you've got
Kroll, Adagio, and Rona. If this is a buff Rona comp, this is as much of a buff Rona comp as I've ever seen.
I actually really like your composition here, but we'll have to see which of these teams can come out ahead. Right now, Aloha, Gavizzle, and Captain Jeffy need to win a game to stay in the series. If Hardek, Ready Player One, and Forever take another game off the fold, they are going to be just the victorious team. They're going to be winning some headsets. It's going to be awesome for them.
All right, so we do actually pick up no Iron Guard for your side, but Ready Player One once more is going to be bearing that burden. Does he? Oh, you're quite right. Good call. Good call. Did just see it now. So both sides are going to be having those quintessential tanks, the roams, the supports, whatever you want to call them here. Forever has triple weapon blades, so it is going to be a bit more of a carry Rona. And when Hardek, when she jumps in, you heal up, you get the fire going. That's the whole plan.
Well, here comes the fight. Ready Player One already getting taken down as Aloha tries to dive onto the turret, get the knockback onto Forever. The boots are not going to be enough to get him away as Hardek wants to find some more. Jeffy could be in a bad position right now. The Githian wall not enough. They try and turn around the kill. Maybe find Hardek there, but it's not going to happen. 2 kills for the blue team, 1 for the red side.
So with Ready Player One actually going to be tanking up, that's going to be the big initiation factor. Crow goes in, takes a lot of the aggro right there. Forever then follows up, and Hardek basically gets from afar, just 3-point dunks with that alternating current a little bit later on. Broken mid, he's going to be an absolute monster to deal with. So the counter, I would say, is that Captain Jeffy, Gavizzle, Aloha, they got to just rush down Hardek.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hardek is the target for the red team. You can see the Impale is actually going to land, but Aloha does not follow up with that jump. Bounce coming in from Jeffy. They're doing a lot of damage to Forever, but now Hardek trying to find the burst of judgment. He's actually going to get stunned out of it. Beautiful play coming through from Aloha. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade for the time being, but Jeffy and Aloha find another. Ready Player One needs to get back to the turret, but a bangarang beautifully played from the red team. They're going to find themselves the ace only just nearly 2 minutes into the game.
Well played. Like Aloha with that stun, that was the game changer right there. So ace buff minions come in. That's a dead turret, dead to rights for sure. 2 minutes in, definitely a little bit of a faster pace, but Forever, yes, it's going to be a buff Rona. Yes, you're going to do some great things. Needs a little bit more armor, I think, on this one. Wait, no, armor. Yeah, well, armor for Aloha or the shield for Jeffy. I definitely go a bit more armor, though.
Okay, so after that fight, at least blue team were able to pick up some items. We've got the alternating current now finished for Hardek.
Yep.
That was a big difference in the last fight because Jeffy died early and picked up an aftershock. That was quite a lot of damage. Aloha trying to play sneakily on the side there, maybe go for an afterburn. Doing some good damage on a Ready Player One. Ready Player One using that smite so early seems a little bit unnecessary, but now Forever trying to jump in, keep this fight going. Does have the Red Mist available and skilled up, but he doesn't have the Fury for it, and Hardek is just getting jumped on. He does find a block for the stun portion there. Can he heal himself? It's not going to be in time as Aloha does find himself that first kill, but he goes down. Now Jeffy jumping back in, but he's extremely low. Ready Player One and Forever, they're going to be able to turn this one around. Gavizzle needs to use that Githian wall, just timed perfectly there Forever, I don't think he's going to be able to chase this one down. It's not an ace, but it is a good fight for the blue team.
You can see Aloha. I think it's, no, that's Captain Jeffy on your screen right there playing on that Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. And, you know, again, like precision movements, these guys are making it work. The games are absolutely outstanding, but going a little bit too deep, looking for Hardik, I think that knockback from Aloha was actually more helpful than hindrance, because they had to chase him, right? And they chased him right back into the team that are blue, and that's where the red mist really kind of shone.
I think Hardik lived for the bare minimum time he needed to, but the Bangarang gets blocked this fight. Now Hardik stunned into the wall.
Rip.
He is going to go down. Red mist coming through from Forever, but he can't stay on top of Aloha. That's going to let him get out of there. Forever just doesn't have the damage here. Jeffy coming across, picking up another one, and an ace for the red team. Very nice fight for them.
Yeah, the burst potential is absolutely outstanding here from the Action Jackson side of things. So, you know, with that ace coming in, that's going to be another turret. This is actually looking pretty dire for my side.
It is indeed. I might finally, I thought maybe last game would finally be the case.
I'll give you one game of the
finally win one.
6 or so.
That's not terrible odds, but Hardik, oh, he has got terrible odds for living here. Knocked into a very bad position. Does get a big burst of judgment off. He's cutting back. He might be able to get out the impale. Misses. Jeffy with a great acro bounce does get into range, but now he's in a bad position. Forever should be able to take this one down. Acro bounce not going to be enough, and Forever actually jumping forward, picking up Gabe Bizzle. Also, blue team, that was a very nice fight.
Right, but now they got to capitalize. Now they got to push forward. They got to get some of these turrets going. So, I mean, they've had lots of time to go back home, and now you guys are just pounding up. Bonesaw coming in. Aloha looking to really bring that sustained damage and puncturing right through. And if Ready Player One, Hardik, I mean, both of them building that armor, if they can't survive through these buffs of red, I mean, Aloha gets in, Jeffy gets in, then it's just not going to matter.
Red team needed some retail therapy after that last fight, so they just went ahead and bought everything in the store. So many items picked up as they head back to base. That could be bad for the blue team in this next fight.
Jeffy right now is the big guy that I'm watching. Those the Bangarangs are making it happen. It's very choreographed, though.
Gabe Bizzle, he's trying to set something up here. Ready Player One is in the middle of the enemy team, not really doing any work, just trying to get away here. Look at Jeffy jumping onto Hardik. Hardik in the middle of the fight. He needs to get out of here as Aloha dives onto him yet again. Good red mist lands across everyone, but Forever only has so much in his back pocket. He gets one kill. That's all he can find. Gabe Bizzle and Jeffy, they're looking to keep this push going.
Yeah, Jeffy again, like he's kind of the player to watch for me right now, because with that aftershock and now that broken myth, he's just been, you know, bouncing around heads. The Bangarangs, yeah, they've been blocked, but they forced out those blocks, which brings in Aloha and Gabe to bring in their CC, and he's just been laying down the law. This could actually be something like a 9-minute game at this rate.
It absolutely could. We're really seeing a good deal of push coming in from the red team. They found all but the final 2 turrets in their enemy base. Yep. I feel like the big thing for the blue team that could sort of put them back in this game is maybe actually a Crucible on Ready Player One and Hardik finishing up like an Aegis, so he can live long enough to deal damage. Yeah, the Aegis would definitely go a long way. The Coated Plates isn't really the problem. The problem is, of course, Captain Jeffy. So that being said, I mean, majority of the time in these fights, Dodger's just running around. He is the primary target, just like what we did say a little bit earlier. He has to be that way, and now the engage. Yeah, red team, they want to keep the momentum that they have so far in this game as Jeffy jumps in. First. It does land a lot of damage onto Jeffy, but there's a Bangarang. Hardik stuck in the middle of the fight. Whoa. Good AoE coming out of Forever. Hardik kiting perfectly. Aloha also going to go down, and now Gabe Bizzle is 1 versus 3. Hardik and co, they had a beautiful fight there, but can they find the ace? Gabe Bizzle, he's nearly gone down. Forever snipes him out. It's 12 kills to 12, dead even gold. This is an extremely close game. It's really hard to go. If you can't bring down Hardik, he will bring you to your knees, and he lived through all of that, even without that Aegis, just with that reflex block. Ready Player One tanked up a lot of that damage. I was actually rather surprised that she did live right through it all, but they swept targets, and that was probably a mistake. So look at how many turrets Hardik's team is able to take right away after getting that fight win for them. They have got a big gold swing as a result, but of course they can't spend it until they next die. Right. So that doesn't matter so much. Things are pretty much dead even right now. If they're going to fight, it's better to fight in the opponent's base because they then have so much ground to cover. Yeah, certainly if you lose the fight there, then the red team needs to go all the way across, but here comes the engagement. Actually, roots onto 2 people. Hardik, he's trying to position well here, moving actually into the fight so Aloha can't just snipe him down, but Hardik is not easily getting out of this one. He's actually got a reflex block that jukes Jeffy into thinking that he can get away. Jeffy, acro bounce, it's not going to be enough. Gabe Bizzle, last man standing again for the red team. Forever and Ready Player One doing a great job of doing the work while Hardik gets focused. Gabe Bizzle, Githian Wall is going to keep him safe, But blue team, they've started winning fight after fight.
So the big thing is, again, like they're always after Hardik, which is the correct call, but they can't seem to seal it in. They can't really bring it down early enough, and he kites out, and Captain Jeffy just getting whammed on. That was actually a big thing for Forever there.
There's 15 seconds on 2 members of the red team right now. This could be 2 turrets picked up from the blue side if they want to.
Honestly, yeah, it has to be. It has to be.
Forever needs to go in, though. He was taking his time deciding to go for that. Actually, that might have stopped them from picking up all the turrets they could have. So a little bit of a misplay there, I would argue, from the blue team.
It wouldn't have been game. The extra cash definitely would have went a long way, but now they're going to regroup with Hardik, who's coming back. Look at this engage. They're warhorning forward. They're looking for this engage because they need to know, or they need to fight right now.
They do, but Forever is sitting in the wings here looking for the opportunity to
Goes
ready
the
player one.
Heart.
With
Oh,
Hell's
no.
Heart, Gabe Fizzle stops it from landing onto anyone, but Jeffy already quite low, and Bangarang does not connect. Hardek is so healthy, still doesn't get stunned. Great burst of judgment coming out from him. Blue team wiping out the red side in that last fight. This should be the end of the game. Yeah, they should
team, push.
They should definitely just go for the turrets here. Hardek especially, given that he has a lot of their damage. Gabe Fizzle's burning away. I don't think it's going to be enough to pick up the kill, but Forever should find the turret.
I mean, I understand what Red's doing here. They're trying to be, they're trying to be that distraction. They're seeing what they can do because Aloha just annihilated one of those turrets. If Aloha actually takes out Hardek, they still might win.
Hardek should be able to pick up that kill. He's going to be able to find it as the
Hardek
Afterburn
OP
away comes in from Aloha. Foresight Jester wins again. I can't win today, man. I cannot win.
You say dishonorable. You say things like I would never play with you or you're a lesser player, but you can't beat the predictions of Battle Royale.
Well, we've had quite a few 2-0s today, actually, in these Battle Royales and in the third, fourth place game. But what I'm really excited to see is coming up at 3 o'clock, whether or not it's going to be a 2-0 between TSM and Invincible Armada. That's going to be a great series.
That is by far going to be the most hype series that we've ever seen because not only is TSM the previous world champion and now the previous North American champion, like it's a heavyweight team through and through, but now the winners of VIPL 3 are here and they are ready to show their stuff up against these North American teams.
Absolutely. It's going to be an awesome game. Just to break down this one a
Rona
little bit more.
Stop,
yeah, Rona's just going for it, man. Dancing in the base. Very happy with the victory.
Almost goes with the music from the neighboring booth. Almost.
Nearly fits. All right, so Humanist, talk us through that last game. Was there a glimmer of hope for my team at all?
Yes, there definitely was. Ozo, he was doing a lot of work there. At the end of the day, I mean, Hardik, he was on point with those reflex blocks, getting those huge verses out, and tough stuff. But Jackson, I mean, it feels bad, man.
It does feel bad, but maybe I can predict the winner of the finals later today. Maybe I'll be able to get something out of this.
That would be your consolation prize.
That would be my consolation prize.
I would say whatever, both teams playing, just tell Jackson not to predict your team.
It's called the caster curse for a reason, right?
The action Jackson is now the caster curse of Vainglory.
All right.
Congratulations, you're welcome. Zekin,
well,
what do you think
he
about
had my back before this. Do you still have my back, Zekin?
Yo, I still got your back. Always.
Right on.
Always and forever.
Consolation prize.
But this time, Forever did take the win.
Well, that's sweet. Sweet of you, Zekin. Good guy. And, yeah, Forever, Ready Player One, and Hardek able to walk away with the 2-0 in that Community Battle Royale match. It was pretty good stuff. I thought that they were actually going to lose there in the second game, but, yeah.
Honestly, it was pretty close. I mean, the other side had a very good opportunity to win it, but they lost the team fights at the wrong times.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean, right there at the end, though, that last Bangarang in, like, during the time from he started Bangarang full health. By the time he almost reached his target, it was like 10% health. He was just like getting melted down on the way. So not a mechanic of the Bangarang, just a mechanic of playing against OP people.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic to watch. I mean, Hardek OP, very OP.
I'd say so. He named himself OP Hardek.
That's like a little bit self-serving right there.
All right, guys. Well, it was good stuff. That's what we love our community battle royale matches. That's what it's all about, And so right now, also, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know, if you want to win a hoodie, if you want to win some ice, go ahead and get out there and tweet hashtag Vainglory E3 with the hashtag Samsung Galaxy. And, I might get out there and do that myself.
Probably should do it. You might have good odds.
Yeah, pretty good odds. And if you guys are at E3, make sure to come by the booth. Say hi to us. Say hi to Zekin. Bother him a little bit. We have over here a bunch of Samsung Galaxy S7s all set up with Vainglory ready to play. So you guys, if your device is out of battery, these ones won't be. They're set up with that Vulcan technology, 30% more battery life and efficiency.
Oh, yeah, it would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, devices, they do perform very well. Your taps are a little bit better, and overall, it's solid. Dude,
taps are better than, we're doing good. Guys, but I know you're all looking forward to this finals match here at the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational. And the finals are going to be going live at 3 p.m. I've got word on that. Until then, we're going to take a quick break, so don't go anywhere, guys, and we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational. We're live here at E3 at the Samsung Galaxy stage. I'm Humanist, joined alongside Zekant, our analyst. We've been breaking down all the action for you guys throughout the day. But here we are. We're ready for the main event. We're going to be having Team SoloMid up against Invincible Armada. These teams fought their way here into these finals matches, and I'm sure it's going to be fireworks.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Both of these teams, highly mechanically skilled players, and it's going to be very interesting to see how well they match up against each other because we have seen from both sides very, very dominant performances.
Definitely. Speaking of dominant performances, new hero coming on to the fold. I heard it's pretty dominant indeed. Her name is Lyra. Let's go ahead and check it out right now.
Yeah, she has the Imperial Sigil, heals a little bit, does some damage, but only in a certain zone. So you have to make sure you get your zone control down pat. And right here, her ultimate, the portals. I mean, it's so fun. You jump around the map, bring your allies with you, bring your enemies into your team. It's going to be something to play with.
That's so cool. I love those kind of like portal Blink style abilities right there. So yeah. So yeah. I mean that's not even just like for your allies or just yourself. Enemies can go through that as well. So it's gonna be kind of dangerous.
Yeah, of course there is the Bright Bulwark, which does prevent your enemies from using their dashing abilities, so they won't be able to use those movement abilities that so many heroes can escape with.
So can you use that like around like area like Kraken Pit?
Oh
like,
yeah.
There? So
wherever you want.
Oh my goodness, that's just like you're here, you're there. I'm over here. It's hard to track.
I'm all over the place, but I mean,
I'm all over the place.
No, you're not. You're good. You're on point.
We're on point right now? Okay, guys. Well, we have our teams getting ready. They're at their desks over here. So let's talk about Team SoloMid first.
All right, you got Mixi, Cola Meek, and of course Flash X, their captain. And this is a team that has, ups and downs. They do extremely well sometimes, but there are times where they aren't quite on point. But now, I'm very much looking forward to seeing how they turn up today. Yeah,
I mean, they showed up yesterday on fire, just rolled through their opponents, and I'm curious to see how they stack up against IA. This is one of the teams I think that plays best in the late game, oftentimes when their back is against the wall. Maybe some early game mistakes happen, maybe it's all planned out, but they do those bend, don't break situations and seem to always pull it out.
Yeah, one of the most fantastic things about Team SoloMid is that even when they fall behind early on, they are always in the mindset that they can win the game. They are always ready to make a comeback, and that's very scary for the opposing team.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mixi, he's a phenomenal laner. Cole the Meek, it's so hard to get him at any point in that jungle. If you don't kill him, if you don't keep track of him, he's going to be taking your backs away, denying your jungle away from you constantly through the game. And, of course, led by Flash X, just a phenomenal captain.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic team coming out. But I've got to say, Mixi is a player to watch in this team right now because he's going up against Druid, who is, he's known as one of the greatest laners in the world, so I really want to see how Mixi matches up against him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, statistically, Mixi actually puts up some pretty impressive numbers.
Yeah, Mixi constantly, playing to the top of his game, leading his team to victory. Sometimes his teammates, they just have to go even, and Mixi can carry the game himself.
Yeah, Mixi, he's one of these players that we know that he's always going to come out with a stand-up performance. So we see the man, the myth, the legend, Mixi right there. Of course, lane, sometimes dipping down into the jungle if he needs to, but pretty much just the laner for this team. And, I think he can play pretty much anything he wants. So I'm quite curious to see what kind of composition comes out of Team SoloMid here today.
Yeah, it's another one of the strengths of Team SoloMid. They're diverse hero pool. They can play literally anything in, and they swap up the lane and jungler very frequently, which means that your opponents can never know what they're going to bring out next.
I like that. Little surprise factor there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, across the aisle, all right, let's talk about Invincible Armada for a little bit. Now, this team, just taking first place in VIPO, Mango, Wine, these guys, you can't stop this team.
Yeah, and of course, Druid rounding out that roster. And this team, they have played the same style for quite a while. So some teams might be able to break down their strategy, but it still continues to work. Even though teams know what they're going to do, what can you do to counter it?
I don't know. I went and got a breakfast burrito this morning, and it had posted up on the wall, it's mango season. And I was just thinking about Mango's dominating performance yesterday, and it was just like this guy on point. With Druid as well, getting up to 14 CS a minute at times, it's just incredibly hard to stop.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the great things about Invincible Armada, too, because they know exactly what strategy they're going to play. They're going to make sure Druid gets out of the game. He's going to get a ton of farm. He will carry.
Yeah, he definitely will. So, player to watch this game?
Ooh, it's got to be Druid. You can't really argue that. Druid up against Mixi in that lane is really going to be the thing to watch out for this matchup because whichever laner comes out ahead will probably control the case of the game.
Dang, that's pretty much a focal point for us here in the game. Going to be pretty easy for the cameraman, but rotations up to lane or rotations away from lane, what do you think is more important there?
Ooh, I imagine the laner that gets more control in the lane will be able to rotate into the jungle to assist their jungle duo a little bit more. And I think that will determine how this game goes because Kolamig and Flash, very, very powerful in jungle, and Mango with Wine, both sides are incredibly powerful. So
and delicious.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You win this one.
Sorry, Zeke. We're having fun here, and I can see the players are ready to hop into draft here. They're hanging out in the lobby, so we'll get this draft going very quickly and hop into the first game in this best-of-3 series. And, man, we're going to find out very shortly who is going to be first place here at the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch. I want to see what they decide to go with for the draft because there's so many options out on the field. Celeste, Saw, Adagio. There's so many different heroes that both these teams are so good at.
Yeah, well, I think TSM starting off with the pretty smart ban. Flash is going to go ahead and remove that Vox out of the pool.
Yeah, the Vox is definitely a signature pick for Invincible Armada. Druid playing it so many times in VIPL, and we might see an Adagio ban coming out from Invincible Armada, which is a very powerful pick in this 1.18 update.
Yeah, it definitely is. We've seen so much success coming out of this hero, but I really don't think it takes too much away from Team SoloMid. They can rotate into so many different compositions.
Yeah, it looks like Invincible Armada does decide to go with that Adagio ban, which is a solid pickup. And right here, the Finn coming out from TSM, that's not something we see out of them too frequently.
No, not too frequently, but yesterday, and Flash played this, I think, twice in a row, it was a 2-0 win there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he performed very, very well on it, but it's not something we usually see TSM bust out. So
yeah.
I'm very excited to see how this matches up against, just a little bit of technical difficulties in the background. We'll be back in just a moment, but in the meantime, I mean, right here, who do you think is going to take this one?
Oh man, this is tough. I mean, you put me on the spot here, Zeke.
Both sides.
I always put you on the spot. Man, honestly, I have to tap into my psychic powers. I think Team SoloMid.
Team SoloMid, you say 2-1?
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right. I mean, I gotta play the other side then, right? Invincible Armada 2-1.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. Oh
but
man.
You want to. What does your heart tell you?
What
Zeke?
does my heart tell me? Well, that's. Oh man. What does my heart tell me? I think TSM's got this 2-1.
TSM's okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be
You
close.
see how I got you out of that? You didn't have to go the other way.
There you go.
But we're gonna look bad though if Invincible Armada are able to go ahead and take away this series here. But I wouldn't be surprised at all. This is a phenomenal team, and even if it went 2-0 in reverse, I wouldn't be completely surprised.
Oh yeah.
I just think that Team SoloMid are in a really good place right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, their drafts are always on point. They know exactly what their team strategy is going into the game, and they've always performed very, very well.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, you're a pretty theory crafty player. We had Vox ban, Adagio ban, and a Finn pick. Where do you think we're going from here?
Looks like we have a Lance and a Sky coming out, which is a very solid composition coming out. We've seen it so many times in this 1.18 update, and Lance just blocks so well for Sky. And on the other side, you don't want to be playing a Sky into a Lance because he blocks so much damage coming from the forward direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that hit or miss, right? If you're shooting right at him, it's not going to be too much. If you're able to dance around the backside, you might get more damage done there. It's going to be the Kestrel pickup here. Pretty strong hero as of late.
Yeah, it's the Finn and Kestrel pickup is something we just saw G2 play, and it was absolutely fantastic. Being able to pull people with that Force Cord into the Kestrel active camo trap does so much damage. The stuns for days is just absolutely impressive.
All right, and they're highlighted on a Celeste right now, so a bit of an interesting composition coming out. And right now, we're going to probably figure out what's going to be the lane for Druid.
Yeah, I mean, he's already playing Sky.
Okay, yeah, that's what it's going to be. All right, well, Kroll, the last pick here. Solid composition coming out from both teams, and high damage output potential. They have the tanky front laner. They've got the damage, but yeah.
I mean, both sides, they have very, very powerful compositions. Coming out from TSM, they do have the triple stun composition, which is going to work out extremely well against that Kroll because the Finn, the Quibble, Celeste, Core Collapse, and the Kestrel, the active camo trap, if Kroll gets too close, he's going to, unless he has like a reflex block and his team has some Crucibles to back him up, he's going to have a very, very tough time.
Yeah, I mean, the potential for wombo combos are immense there and could be absolutely devastating if they're able to land those. But you know, they're pretty hard to land.
They are pretty tricky to land, but I mean, they're all skill shots at this point. The active camo, not so much, but you gotta really bring your opponents into it, which can be very, very tricky because if they see you cast it, they're gonna know exactly where it is and just dodge right around. Yeah,
definitely. And one of the things, though, when you're playing with Lance, right, when you're playing with a Finn, kind of these slow-moving, tanky bruiser roamers, they're hard to keep up with the fight, right? So you're gonna have Sky dancing around the fight, jumping forward. You're gonna have Kroll chasing down targets. You know, hopefully not getting kited too hard. But a lot of times you can just leave your roamer in the dust, and then you get put into a vulnerable position.
Oh yeah, it could be very, very difficult for you. But honestly, on that Finn, I imagine TSM will play around it extremely well because they have had so much practice on it, and they are able to just, as a team, TSM, they are just very, very solid.
Yeah, they are. Well, across the aisle, I mean, IA is as well, you know, winning international competitions as well. So we'll see. Only time will tell. But to call all of this action, we have Forecourt Jester and Action Jackson himself. Take it away, guys.
Thank you very much, Humanist. We're here at the grand finals of the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational, and this is going to be an awesome series between Team SoloMid and Invincible Armada. We heard TSM as a prediction from our analysts.
Yep.
Personally, I'm leaning more towards Invincible Armada.
Ooh,
what do you
traitorous. Think? No, I have the faith in the TSM boys, but with this comp, I'm not entirely too sure they have this game locked up.
You think? Okay, so what about the composition is causing some issues for you there?
Well, I mean, before we jump into the fold for all this, and trust me, I'll have lots to say about this, I want to give a chance to give away a little bit of ice to our viewers because they are the real MVP when it comes out to this stuff. So guys out there, Galaxy S7 in the Twitch chat right now, 3 more packs of 500 ice by the end of this series, and one of you guys will go home a winner, even if it's not TSM.
Well, in any case, if you're on Twitter instead of Twitch, you can also do the hashtag VaingloryE3 in order to win maybe a hoodie and some ice on that as well. But it is the beginning of our final series, guys. Team SoloMid, Invincible Armada. It's going to be an awesome game.
All right, so might be a little bit of a tussle here down at the item shop. Flash is making good time there with Cole, and Cole does actually go into the weapon Kestrel. No surprise, Crystal out of this one. Mixie's rotating down too, though.
Druid is already doing a lot of damage on the Flash. You can see the forward barrage stops TSM from really committing to a fight.
Right.
I like the fact that Mixie came down so early, though. They know how aggressive Invincible Armada likes to be early on.
He also picks himself up another Crystal bit there, but Druid is doing what he loves to do in lane. He has that weapon blade just to start things off, and that goes a long way for your last hit ability. And Druid, you know, not really going to be dropping any of those last hits anytime soon. So, in the draft, TSM did ban Vox, very smart. We saw some fantastic crystals.
Druid, he's in a bad position. Mixie with the heroic perk, picking up first blood for TSM in the finals of the tournament.
Yeah, just sliver of health by the end of it. Really nice pickup there, and getting that first blood, that's going to keep the momentum going. But still, when it comes down to it, banning out the Vox and taking the Celeste, we don't see a lot of Celeste on the North American side of things. So I'm really kind of curious, up against a Sky, one of those big mobile late game carries, which we saw so much success with in NA and EU and arguably everywhere else. I'm not entirely too sure the late game mobility will work.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a little Celeste in NA because, of course, that championships was played on patch 1.17.
Correct.
Now that you've got something like the Lance or, you know, Finn has risen back to popularity, you can defend it much more easily. That said, Invincible Armada, they're running this Kroll, they're running this Lance, both things that are great at diving onto a backline. They're a very solid, tanky frontline with a lot of crowd control. It'll be hard to get away from that as Flash gets dove on in the lane. Quibble coming out. Druid with the forward barrage is able to do the damage, though. Invincible Armada, they're going to even up the kill score 1-1.
And that it's sort of like that idea that I'm just worried about. You know, Lance and Crow is a front line for Druid. If you can't get past them, you can't get to Druid. And Druid is going to be using the forward barrages, the Surrey Strikes, dancing around. And Celeste has no built-in escape mechanisms. Neither does Flash. So, I mean, by the end game, I'm concerned for the, you know, our NA boys.
I really think it's all going to be about the side of TSM trying to stick together as much as possible and support one another in the fights rather than trying to navigate around them because they just don't have enough mobility, like you were saying. Maybe picking up a Frostburn on Mixie could be good in this game, just to slow down the front line a little bit.
Yeah, get that utility going. Now, you can see in the webcam here, that's actually Druid playing on his Galaxy X7 Edge, which is his personal choice, believe it or not, with a stylus.
Mango is trying to go 1 versus 2 right now. He has built up a lot of weakness stacks on the Kolamika. Smite is going to pick up the kill. Invincible Armada, they've done pretty darn good in this early game.
Mango yesterday just absolutely mangled the competition with that Kroll. I mean, did you remember that game up against G2, that second round where they just lived out of their jungle? It was absolutely disgusting.
It really was, and they're trying to do something similar here, but Druid is who I really want to be talking about. He's doing such a great job of keeping up in the farm and lane, sitting at almost 10 a minute at this point. And in addition to that, he's actually doing a lot of damage whenever he finds these fights. Wine trying to stop this invade, gets one of the camps, but now Mixie and Flash want to turn around onto him. You see Druid making his way down. Forward barrage melting through Flash X. He is not going to be able to get out of this one, and Wine already starting to make the pursuit into Mixie. If he can just find that impale, he does. Forward barrage will secure the kill. Invincible Armada leading 4-1 right now, and Cole, he's been spotted out. Mango coming in from the flank could be in position to keep this fight going. Cold Meek has no way out. It's going to be 3 kills in a row for Invincible Armada. They're really out of the gates rolling pretty hard here.
Yeah, Cole the Meek was just a little bit more like past the mustard. They became a sandwich there between Invincible Armada's two carries. And Mango, again, is just going off to the side. He's looking to just live out of this jungle. And with as much armor as he has, the only person that could really take him down is Mixi. And they're not going to get the chance.
Yeah, and Invincible Armada grouping up as 3 right now. Want to go for the fight. Mixi gets annihilated. Flash trying to close the distance to the home field, to his turrets. But it's not going to be there as the smite comes down from Mango from Hell's Heart. Could be landing. Cole the Meek is able to dodge out of that one. So it's not going to be the ace for Invincible Armada, but they do control the jungle right now.
That's level 5 now for Druid. It's level 6 here for Mango. We aren't really up to those same levels here from TSM now that they've dropped 7 kills in 5 minutes. This is the early game has basically just been shot down, and Invincible Armada, once more, just living out of the jungle. They are picking up so much cash and farm, and with 2,000 gold accrued in 5 minutes, I mean, the start is absolutely fantastic for Invincible Armada.
It really is. What does TSM do to stop the bleeding right now? Do they just need to stop fighting, maybe concede the farm in the jungle, focus on the lane, try and get some ganks? There's a lot of ways they could do things.
Playing the long con game of just turtling up, taking as much farm as you can without being adventurous is raw. It sucks, but that's what I think is going to have to happen here, because you're going to need to start building up some of those items. Without him, you're just not going to do it.
He was 1 versus 3 for a long time and still did so much damage. A great death from above, starting that fight off. Now Mango from the flank, coming on to Cole the Meek. It's going to be a quick pickup for Invincible Armada as they find 1 kill and get 2 members of TSM extremely low. They could go for a push here.
Well, as I said, I mean, you can't be adventurous. You push out, you get flanked. You don't have the items to go toe-to-toe.
Mango, he's trying to go onto the back line yet again. Quibble coming down onto Wine, but does absolutely nothing. Good core collapse, though. 1 shot, 1 kill from the base. Mango is getting chunked out a great deal. He just barely lives. The turret shot, not enough to kill him. As the From Hell's Heart comes across, Mixi jumped on by Druid. It's 10 kills to 1. 10 kills in 6 minutes for Invincible Armada.
Invincible Armada saw that coming. It's like if Celeste goes forward, they're looking for the kill on Mango, throws out the Hell's Heart, takes him down before the effect wears off. There's no more one-shots to grab him, and Mango's just going to walk away out of this one. Like, all that armor, he's able to tank out the turrets, he's able to tank out basically any kind of auto attack at this point, and the only person that can bring him down is Mixi, and Mixi is sitting at 1 and 3.
Look at this as well. Druid just picked up a Broken Myth, so he's starting to hit those power spikes now. At this point, I feel like his damage is going to be way too much for TSM to deal with. They need to do what you said. They need to play things a bit slower.
And, I mean, yes, that's the worst option available when you're a player, as a spectator, everything. But you have to do it.
Mixi, he is in a bad position right now. Druid even coming in from the flank. There's no way Mixi's getting away from this one. At this point, TSM, they've not been able to stop the bleeding. They're bleeding out.
And unfortunately, with 1 turret down and continuous invades on top of their jungle, their cash flow has basically just come to a stop. We're now looking at something about 4,500 after this gold mine. Can't actually tell how full it is, but it's fairly up there. 7 minutes in, it's pretty close. It should be an immense, and it's going to go uncontested. It is immense, and the double snipes, it just grazes Wine.
I like the idea there from TSM, coordinating those global skill shots, but they just didn't quite have the timing or the vision to get that gold miner. Now Mango thinking about going in for the fight here. Does get stunned up by the active camo. He's got to back away. Actually quite a good amount of damage coming out of Mixi, but from Hell's Heart, gonna land on Cole the Meek, chained into the Impale. Where's Druid? He's taking his time getting to this fight. That was a good engagement that just wasn't followed up by IA.
And that's 70 seconds now down for that stun here from Mango. Not that I really think he needs it. They are going to continue going to these backs. They got it on. They got that timer down on lockdown. Cole's going to try to pick him up.
Wine's looking for a little bit more here as Cole the Meek gets stunned up by that Impale. Githian wall beautifully into the tree. So Mango finds the smite. You actually saw Flash pop the fountain at the last second there. It wasn't enough.
Druid even coming in.
Yeah, he's starting to make his way in here. They want Flash. Another smite would do it if Mango can get it off cooldown.
Is Mango getting it?
Oh, he waited! He waited until all the stacks were gone.
And now they're just juggling this out. Wine will be able to juggle that out. Mango's going to live. Yes, he had the fountain, no problem. Druid now is just going to go back to farming. 76 CS to the 55 as Mixi is just getting shut down. And it's like Draft just did not give me confidence here from TSM. Banning out Vox was great, but taking Celeste and not out taking Sky first pick was, I think, a mistake.
Right, well, Druid's found Mixi yet again here. We're seeing that Celeste versus Sky matchup that you were talking about. Mixi just can't deal with the mobility of Druid. It's very hard to land those heliogenesis. Mango is very low on the flip side of the map. You can see that there was a fight between the other members of the two teams, but he is going to be able to recall away there. So Cole the Meek, Flash X, they couldn't even find the kill in that situation.
Now, during that invade, we did actually pick up those backs from TSM, so a little bit of cash now, and of course, now that we've shunted off Mango, he's not going to be there to kind of contest, but Druid is continuously pushing in and in. He's even going to use Death from Above to continue farming, and at this point, if he gets that Eve, or that, yeah, he's probably going to be an Eve next. Like, that's 2 items by 10, by 11 minutes. That's ridiculous pacing.
It really is, and this is something Druid is well known for, but we could have another fight here as Cold Meat tries to get some poke damage down. He does succeed in chunking out Mango just a little bit. Mango chunks are quite delicious. I can appreciate why he wanted to do that.
You and Humanist.
When they make it so easy for me, how can I deny myself the opportunity?
Mangoes and wines, yeah. So I don't know how a Druid fits into that one, but still 13-1. The game is in their pocket at this point. 4,000 gold. It's their game to lose. Any mistake could bring TSM back into it, but Mango's flanks are on point.
Yeah, he's not looking to make a mistake right now as he tries to go for the initiation. Blocks the active camo. Mixi stunned up by From Hell's Heart. Polite Company is going to give him a brief reprieve, but it's not enough as Invincible Armada take another free kill. They are 14-1, still at 10 minutes, exceeding that 1 kill per minute. Flash can't find the hook there, so
I'm not sure you want to hook Mango anyways.
You probably don't, to be honest. I mean, he is in a bad position right now. They're taking quite a lot of damage. Quibble does chunk him out again, but the turret falling so quickly and Cold Meat so low on energy, they can't really turn around here.
600 damage with those Spectrals being cashed in. That's another turret, another safety net of Team SoloMid now just down the drain. And 5,000 gold. They continue to just live out of their opponent's jungle. And, I mean, they can really do anything right now. They do got that Eve there for Jerd. He's ready to go. He's double item with even more crystal bits. Mango is just having the time of his life. 4-0-7, really living up to the Invincible part of the Armada. And Wine, again, like this front line for Druid is just uncrackable, and that means no pressure on top of Druid.
We've just had a few more power spikes hit by Invincible Armada as well. They've got Shiver Steel on Mango now, Warhorn on Wine. Those 2 items by themselves increase your stickiness, but if you get them together, it becomes very difficult to get away from you. So TSM, they need to be very careful with their positioning. They need to establish some vision control or at least some defensive flares occasionally on the map. It's hard for them to find the position to do so, though.
Yeah, a flare or 2 maybe, but you know, Flash X is not known for those scout traps.
No, he is not. This game is no exception. Not really picking up too many of those. Mango actually going for the weapon infusion. Interesting pickup at 11.5.
That was a miss. That was a one-shot, one miss right there. Not even anywhere close to the gold mine, but I mean, slow and steady wins the race. Another immense gold payout over to Invincible Armada, and if I had to guess, they're probably going to just continue to bottle up Team SoloMid, take another gold mine, crack it.
Mango, he's looking for Cold Meat right now. Cole didn't actually use his stun field, and the pull brings them into the fight. Mixi gets annihilated as well, and the Flash, the last man standing for TSM. It's going to be very hard for him to get away here. He does have the speed up and manages to make it back to the fountain. Even still, turret the next target probably for Invincible Armada. They've certainly got the damage to take it down.
Yeah, they got to get through that shield. There's no minions there, so they're not.
They let Mango tank for too long.
Well, they also had to juggle it out. They didn't really have too much of a choice, so just continue to bottle in TSM. Wait for the 15-minute mark. Kraken, it's a seal deal right then and there. And I got to say, I mean, my MVP right now is just incredibly Mango. Like, he's just making plays left, right, and center. He jumps Cole, they get the kill immediately as soon as he dies. Out came the Hell's Heart on top of Mixi. It's a 1-2 combo punch, but you don't see kind of like that confidence. All right, as soon as he's dead, we're tossing it. He just immediately, no hesitation, threw it out.
The big challenge for a Kroll in this matchup is getting around things like the active Camo Mist, getting around core collapses. He's baited it twice. He's been really playing around it very well, and now he's found Cold Meat yet again. Is he going to reflex block it? Look at it. He waited for it perfectly. This guy is a god. Cold Meat stunned into the wall. He's going to be going down to a massive smite as Flash X just barely is able to escape the forward barrage of Druid. Druid not committing for the kill. He realizes it's gotten away from him, but still, 17 kills to 1. IA, they don't mind giving up a kill like that.
Mixi's pushing lane. That's what he's doing.
He run, Mixi.
Run the other way, buddy. You gotta get back. Yeah, it looks like he'll be fine. In fact, actually, if he takes these backs, that will be pretty worth. Because he was able to push up the lane. He got some good farm. He's able to push up the lane. Now he's taking too long.
Mango sees him. Yeah, I mean, Mixi probably should have just taken the safe option and recalled there. Even with the core collapse landing onto Mango, you can see he's just not doing damage because Mango is actually too fast for where he's putting those. So this is an incredible performance by Invincible Armada. TSM, they got to be sweating right now.
Sweating, well, they should be drenched by now. 18-1. That's 19 kills in 13 minutes, and we're almost looking at 10,000 gold between the teams. Now, again, Kraken, 15-minute mark, I think is going to be the thing to open it up unless Flash just goes down right here.
He's doing so much damage with the forward barrage right now. Finds Flash. Cold Meat gets hit by the forward from Hell's Heart, actually, and taken down there.
Maybe, actually, I'm revising. I don't think you need Kraken anymore. I think,
yeah,
I think this could be it right here.
Mixi,
that's ace.
Look at
that's
Druid's
ace.
damage.
No, that's game.
He's got got a Shatter Glass now as well. I feel like Invincible Armada should be able to push off of this, maybe even for the win.
Yeah,
We've got 5
100%.
seconds on Flash, 6 on Cold Meek. They are going to split some of their focus between the two turrets, but here come the first respawns. Can TSM defend? It's going to be very difficult. Mango is quite low on the energy, quite low on the health as well, but with Wine on the front line, he's doing a great job of just interrupting the engage. And Druid nearly picking up Cole right away. Mixi, he can't position around this fight. One shot, one kill lands on the Druid, but it does not do the damage needed.
They're styling.
They are actually going back and forth off the fountain. They're healing up again. Wine needs to be careful as the Solar Storm chunks him out.
Whoops.
He fails the wall. He fails to jump over the wall. Wine will be the second kill in nearly 15 minutes that TSM have been able to pick up. But Invincible Armada, they're sitting at over 20 now.
Invincible Armada was styling there. They could have absolutely 100% taken Crystal one game. They didn't. They wanted to dance a little bit. They wanted to have a victory skirmish. All right, so they get rebuffed out of it. I just can't see SoloMid really come back out of this one, especially if Druid 1v3s right here.
He might be able to, given the damage he has, quickly picking up Cold Meek, even through the stun. The Quibble is going to find another, but
Mango.
now Mango is here from the flank. Mixi
Mixi
gets wrecked. Druid looking for the triple kill, finds Flash. That's an ace for Invincible Armada. They're going to be taking home game 1 of the series.
I tossed my pen in frustration. I can't find it now. I mean, that's just the story of the game right here. Invincible Armada, Mango, Crow. That's the guy for me right here. Mango on Crow has just been absolutely exceptional.
Did it yesterday
this
as well,
entire,
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
this entire series, this entire tournament. And now coming back into this 7-0-13, the only Invincible one out of this. But Flash X, 0-6. No movement speed, no mobility, just a big target for these guys. Mixi, no mobility, 10 deaths. And then Cole on top of that just continuously caught out with his pants down. And as soon as we saw the possibility of active camo stuns, reflex.
Yeah, the play around those active camo stuns is probably the most impressive thing, and this is something that Invincible Armada do very well. I mean, we saw Quibbles interrupting gauntlets yesterday as well. The mechanics on these guys is absolutely
The predictions
unbelievable
as well.
Yeah.
You say, okay, well, this is clearly a terrible spot for me. Button, save, no problem. That is a very hard skill to have. Very hard fought, very just kind of, they've been through the gauntlet. They've done a lot of tournaments, and accruing that kind of skill, that's what makes godlike plays.
It really is. So, Humanist, I want to hear from you guys on the analyst desk. That was an incredibly dominant performance from Invincible Armada. Did you expect them to come in so strong?
Well, I mean, we actually predicted that TSM would be taking the series,
Yeah, you
but
did.
I gotta say, Jackson, it's mango season right now.
Oh, yeah. It really is. He did an incredible job. Zeke and Kroll seems to be very effective right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, TSM might have to ban Cruel in the next coming match because you can't really target ban Druid. He has so many other picks that are available to him, but that Cruel from Mango was just absolutely dominant. He was able to get ahead early game, which is not something you normally see on Cruel, and he was able to stay ahead, camping the enemy jungle, making sure that he was always on TSM's side, and this is something we saw from him yesterday, and it was so effective once again.
Yeah, definitely. That's not one hero that you want to have an early snowball type of start in a game. Truly a nightmare to play against, and I'm not jealous of TSM in that game 1 there. My question is, did our hearts lie to us?
No, I think TSM still got this.
They still got
That's the one.
All right, yeah, of course. Well, we're gonna have this best of 3 series. Potentially go to game 3. We'll figure that out right now. But replay available from this last game. Let's see some of these highlights.
All right, we got Druid just doing work on that Sky over and over. Once again, he just shows exactly how mechanically skilled he is, able to just dodge around almost everything, making sure he reflexes, boxes, all the things, and they know exactly where SoloMid is using the active camo, which is very dangerous for the side of TSM.
Yeah, when you're playing against super high-level players, you can't telegraph that active camo. It's just very easy to deal with, and even when they run through it, the reflex block was there. So these guys just playing to a phenomenal level.
Yeah, I gotta say that one play right there with the front heart from Cole. I did not expect Druid to be the one going in. I expected Mango to be the one diving, but the team communication is coming out so strong for Invincible Armada.
Yeah, and Druid, once he smells blood, he is all over it. And these guys with the item progression, they snowballed so hard that by the end of this game, they were just burning through the health bars of Team SoloMid.
Yeah, absolutely dominant performance coming out from Invincible Armada in this first game. But I do expect TSM to bounce back very effectively because TSM is a team that knows how to change up their draft. They know how to change up their play style to adjust for their opponents.
All right. Well, if we could kind of like theorycraft for a second, I mean, how do they switch it up? What would you do if you were on this team, if you could talk to them?
Honestly, I might have to say ban out the Kroll because Mango's so dominant on that Kroll once again, and I really want to see how will the TSM react to something else because Kroll is a very unique hero where if you do fall behind him, he is so hard to deal with. But there are so many other ways that TSM can outplay Invitational Armada.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, Lance as well did a lot of work setting up things for them throughout that fight. So we'll see if they plug something else in. It could have the same effect, maybe not. But I'm sure TSM is going to come in with a new approach in the second game.
Oh, for sure. I definitely expect them to change things up quite a bit for this next match. But right now, what do you think? What do you think TSM is going to go with?
Honestly, I would love to see them go for like something run at you style, double weapon maybe. And honestly, we haven't seen a lot of Ringo, but like something Ringo glaive and pull in like a fortress and just run at them.
Yeah, being able to pull out consistent damage from certain carries is absolutely pivotal against Invitational Armada, who are able to dodge around so many things. And I gotta say, TSM, I think they can pull this off.
I think they definitely can. And we have draft ready right now, so we'll go ahead and hop into this and get the second match underway. TSM their backs are against the wall here, so they have to win to push this into Game 3 to keep their hopes alive. And some players might be feeling pressure, but these guys, they've been on the stage before. I don't think it's a big problem for them.
Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of an issue right now. We're gonna hop right back into us. So, I mean, they've been here before. They've been down. They've been losers back in, like, I believe, the Winter Championships, and they were still able to bounce back and take it all the way home.
Yeah, sometimes it's even like a little bit of a strat dropping into that loser bracket. You get a couple more matches, learn about the meta, Well, even when I make a misplay, I always say calculated.
Totally worth.
Totally worth. All right, so just 1 second. We'll get these guys back into the draft here and get this match going. But, guys, yeah, we are here live at E3. We're at the Samsung Galaxy stage. If you're attending E3, make sure you get over here and watch these last couple of matches and give us a tweet. Hashtag Vainglory E3, hashtag Samsung Galaxy for a chance to win a hoodie and some ice. And it looks like we are back into this draft, ready to go.
Yeah, so we actually saw one off the board once again, and that is very expected. Here we see the Cruel Band, which is honestly the best choice for TSM because of how dominant Mango is on that Cruel. But this does leave Druid open to that Sky once again, and we saw last game exactly how strong he is on that.
Yeah, he definitely is a great Sky. I feel like, he did so much, but he has so many available heroes that he can play, right?
Yeah, his Vox and his Sky are both absolutely dominant, and I would like to see which one he decides to go for. It looks like they are going with the Sky, but maybe Mango will pull it out, but I do expect that to be going for the Druid.
Okay, definitely does make sense. And Adagio left in the pool. Adagio will be first pick, as well as the Finn.
Yeah, the Adagio Finn is a standard combo we've seen time and time again. Like, getting that Force Chord into Adagio's Versus Judgment just does so much damage to the enemy team. Even the Sky cannot escape that.
No, they can't at all. So, a bit of a buff comp coming out here. I'm going to ask you to predict maybe what do you think they rounded out with?
Honestly, I would not be surprised if they went with something like a Lane Lance, because that is something we have seen, I would like to see from TSM, but it looks like Invincible are going to take that Lance away once again. The Sky Lance, we saw how effective it was last time.
That is so incredibly hard to deal with.
Oh yeah, just getting pushed around by Lance, but it's actually a very interesting thing, because unless your teamwork is very much on point, you might actually knock your enemies away from the forward barrage. Yeah,
it definitely is. But if you can anchor, root them in place, hold them there, letting Sky just kind of jump around the fight, you can get so much work done. TSM thinking about what they want as their last pick here. How is it going to round out life on the line?
Yeah, actually, Invisible did take that box for Druid, so that's going to be very interesting to see. But we see the Kestrel coming out for TSM once again, and I do expect them to do quite well this time. The Lance is going to have a pretty hard time catching up with everyone in this matchup. The Finn, Kestrel, and Adagio combo is something to be feared.
Yeah, a lot of damage output there. And, we have our commentators ready to take all of this away on the stage right now. Action Jackson and Forecourt Jester.
All right, so that was actually quite an interesting draft, I think. I'm surprised that we're seeing both Vox and Sky able to be picked up by Invincible Armada. That seems kind of scary to me.
Well, you're not going to know who exactly is going to be playing that. But don't worry, TSM. The only thing to fear is fear itself. And spiders.
And Druid and Mango.
And Druid and Mango. And for you guys, no fear, we got your back. You can get into an ice giveaway, 500 ice to 3 winners by the end of this series. So right now, just say in the chat, Galaxy S7, one word, all caps, let us know. And then you could go home with some ice.
And for TSM, this is their last chance. If they lose it, they could be out. It's also potentially your last chance to tweet in hashtag VaingloryE3 to win perhaps a hoodie and some ice as well. But guys, Invincible Armada, they're one game up. They're one win away from being the champions of this tournament. Can they do it forecourt? I feel like they've got the comp for it.
Well, yeah, as you said, it's a little surprising that we did go into the Sky and the Vox, but what we saw from TSM yesterday was very similar kind of situations where it was a double ranged and using Finn in the front. Feels like that's now actually coming out to bite them in the butt a little bit.
Mango, that is so much damage onto Cole. The Meek already Invincible Armada, less than a minute in, pick up the first kill of the game. Flash also taking a lot of damage here, is able to get back to the turret, but Mixi is miles out of position now. We've got Druid coming up also. This could be another kill as the root comes across. 2 kills in 1 minute for Invincible Armada. This is not looking good for TSM.
There's something to note here, Jackson. Flash X, not the roamer.
Interesting. Also not alive for too much longer if he doesn't be careful.
It's going to be
Mango, going to be hit by Cole the Meek's Quibble there. Does eat a lot of damage, but I feel like Cole probably doesn't have enough to keep the fight going as Mango is level 2, has Forward Barrage and Surrey Strike to really position around the very immobile Finn. Jumps right into the camp, gives it over to Cole the Meek. Good Quibble over the wall. That was smart by Cole.
Yep, so Cole actually is able to get the farm, but now Wine, oh, they're going to find Flash.
Oh, Flash is not in a good position right now. The heal coming across does not do nearly enough. Cole the Meek might have the damage to actually get the kill, but it's not going to be there as Wine goes for the Githian wall interrupt. Cole the Meek, if you can find the Quibble, it would be good, but it's just not going to happen.
Yep. Now, where's Mixi during all this? Well, if he came down, he'd find Druid, probably lose out that fight. So we do have that secured escape. But again, Invincible Armada here living in this jungle. The left side, right side, doesn't matter. You can't hide from them in the fold. And now they are going to be taking a little bit of an earlier lead. Druid's going to come back and just pick up all this CS that Mixi is trying to push forward. And that's going to be the end of the TSM aggression, or at least it should be.
This really seems like the defining feature of Invincible Armada to me is just crazy early game aggression. And they know exactly how far they can push it, and they constantly come out miles ahead in these trades. Cole the Meek, he's trying to play this Finn. I think it's an interesting decision swapping them up. I don't know if I like it too much, but admittedly, Mixi's getting some good poke down right now in the lane as Mango comes in from the flank. Look at this Mixi! He gets annihilated. That was disgusting damage. Cole the Meek cannot get stunned up, but the damage could take him down. Indeed, he does die. Druid and Land's doing a lot of work in these early trades.
If there's anything to read from 118, it's that Celeste, who has been a considerable ban this tournament and, of course, back in EU, is just right up there with Sky. Like, these Crystal carriers are absolutely insane, and we've seen so much Sky this week, and it just works, man. Like, I don't think we've seen Sky lose.
I don't think we have either. Actually, I want to talk about Druid for a second. He's got 1,000 gold. What he buys here could kind of determine what path he's going.
Weapon.
He waited a very long time to buy anything, which kind of made it hard for TSM to itemize against.
Well, yeah, I mean, playing a little bit of the mind games, if they're expecting that double crystal, which we've seen a lot of now over the last few days, then they would be building up shield. Cole the Meek, he's going to get shield anyways, but didn't really look like the other teammates.
Wine, he gets a 3-man impale as Mango comes around. Look at the forward barrage damage. Mango's got to be careful. He is focused by all of TSM right now, but they're just choked into that point. All of TSM are going to be going down. It's an ace at under 4 minutes for Invincible Armada. They're 8 kills to 0, 2,000 gold in the lead. This is a ridiculous performance.
Surrey strikes, the forward barrage, the 3-man lance auto attacks. Like, when he hits somebody, he hits everything upon the path of that lance. He was hitting so much damage right there. And of course, Druid, the resonance bounces might not be as deadly, but they're still there. And TSM clustering up like that was probably the worst thing they could have done right there.
I've got to agree. Right now, Wine and Druid, they're trying to take this turret down. They've got 1 more minion to work with here. They might just barely be able to get it. They do indeed. So TSM, they're already down a turret as well. What's the avenue back here? I know I ask you this time and time again. It's a hard question to answer. You got to play safe, right?
You know, I'm always thinking, like, what would Monte Cristo say right here? But, like, Invincible Armada is just flat out invincible.
Mango, look at this. He keeps doing the same flank. Why don't TSM invest in some vision? Mixi, going to be the first target. Mango picks it up. Flash should be able to piece out here, but Cole is going to be going down. This is a ridiculous pace being set by Invincible Armada. They desperately want to win this tournament. The Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational could be over.
Goodbye, Flash.
Oh, he gets stunned up.
Oh, wow.
It was over in a flash.
Well, the return kill from the turret. Turret now is an MVP, but the ward will go over to Flash.
It's not a flawless game from Invincible Armada anymore. They died.
Well, I mean, they've not actually had a flawless game except game 2 yesterday against G2. But coming into this, I mean, like, Mango, to me, you guys are always talking about Druid the laner, Druid the awesome, Druid, like, just the man. But, no, to me, I'm a Mango fan. I'm a Mango fan now.
I've got to agree. I think Mango's really shown up at this tournament. Maybe
Yeah.
the new patch suits his preferences a little bit better. But when he's playing these very aggressive characters, or when he's playing characters that can position onto very easily, when he plays Vainglory, yeah, pretty much, he just destroys everyone. And this game, he's pretty much solo invading and flanking by himself and making it work every single time.
You just don't see that in really any of the other styles. I can't remember when I saw such like on-point flanks. Like the communication and the game sense of these guys.
Mixi?
Mango's even going to find Mixi. Mixi,
Yeah,
do you realize?
He thought he was back there. He's going to be going down. Another kill going away to Mango. Flash X and
Yes.
Coldemik trying to defend the turret here.
Got to stay in the top side of this lane so that you don't get just kind of run into by this pain train that Korea has really brought down here.
Wow, look at this. Mango diving beneath the turret, actually. Really wants that kill. A fountain does come across, but it's not going to keep them alive as Druid keeps the fight moving. He's got that weapon power build, decent 1v1 damage, but he's got to be careful of those turrets.
In fact, Invincible Armada is the only one with a fountain at this point. Like, we're 6 minutes in, we're looking at some of those tier 3 items on the cusp of everything, but Wine has that fountain. We don't have anywhere even close to kind of the same output here from Team SoloMid. They're down 4,000 gold in 6 minutes.
That is pretty, I mean, that's almost 1,000 gold a minute, which is something
almost.
you never
Math.
say.
66%.
Yeah.
We'll put it like that. But remember, the only kill was that turret because we went a little bit too deep. So Mixi's going to get a little bit of farm here. Cole on this roaming Finn. I mean, he has the life spring, but he's just...
Frostburn is a cruel pickup from Mango. He's really making it difficult for anyone to get away from him here. He finds Mixi. Look at the forward barrage damage.
So
Mixi is able to duke out a little bit, but it's not quite enough as Mango. Got to be careful. Flash trying to take down the kill, but Mango's still able to get away there.
So Wine is going to be the front line, but Mango, yeah, as he said, he gets away. It's absolutely insane. Druid, no, are we baiting Flash? Is this a bait?
Oh, Flash trying to walk into the bush.
Baited.
He gets the wall. Mango not going to be going down there. It is, I believe, an ace picked up by Invincible Armada. One shot, one kill. Mango taken quite low, but they are going to be able to get the turret.
It's an ace in every sense except the literal. There's no minions there. There's no health regeneration going on. In fact, Mango's going to have to make an exit out of this one. But, I mean, 700 more gold on his plate. He's going to be able to start up that next item. Very, very likely going to be that Broken Myth ready to go. And Mixi does have the Sorrow Blade, but 0-6-0 and 64 last hits. Druid is just kind of styling all over him.
Yeah, 83 compared to that 64 is a massive difference. But
and they
here
find
we
Mixi.
go. I mean, it's another fight already. Mango trying to get on the Mixi. Look at the Surrey Strike damage melting him.
Oh,
Flash already went down. Invincible Armada have 18 kills right now. It's not even 8 minutes.
2 a minute?
Yep. Pretty crazy. More than 2 minutes.
Than 2 a minute. That's a okay, Kills. All right, Meek. We see what you're doing here, buddy.
I mean, this could be a bit of a problem once they get into the base.
No. Why would they ever go up to the north like that?
Well, no, because they're going to be hunting them down as they try and retreat. Watch this. Mango, look at this. Perfect, right? He's jumping on these scout traps.
Yeah,
Flash very low already, though. Mixi as well, trying to bait him onto the scout traps. Wine could be taking a bit of damage here.
So
not
much
be enough, though. I mean,
so much money.
That was a big investment for a relatively small payout.
Cole needs level 6. He just hit level 6 now. If he had set up that farm and then he anchored them in, sure, I could get it. But he wasn't even level 6 yet. So and he's just buying more. That's all Cole's doing. He's just buying more now. I think he's done with item progression.
He's tired of Flash X never buying scout traps.
Yeah.
So when he plays
he's making
Roamer,
up for the average right here.
That makes a lot of sense.
Drag it all up. My goodness.
Well, I mean, normally around this state in the game, I'd be saying, well, maybe a Kraken for IA. That could secure the game for them. But there's no Kraken for a while now. You know, Invincible Armada, they're just so far ahead, it kind of feels like later. Another immense payout picked up for them.
Well, the first.
What does TSM do here?
They buy scout traps.
That's just cold to make. What does TSM do?
Well, Mixer's down 0-7-0. He pushes up, he gets flanked. Flash, I think, gave up on an alternating current. Looks like he's going to go either for a Shattered Glass or that Broken. But if you push forward, you're done.
Flash, yeah, he's going to be annihilated here so quickly.
It's going to be the same advice.
Force the cord. That actually brings them on to Cold Meek, lets him spot him out. He should be going down here as Mango finds a lot of damage with that forward barrage. You see Wines on forward from Kale as well. Only one member left standing for TSM. That's Mixi, who's sitting in the base right now trying to hopefully repel this wave.
He's buying weapon blades. That's all we can really do.
Oh,
at this point.
Druid, he spotted them. Mixi's in a
goodbye.
very bad.
Oh,
does
good
actually
luck.
block the impale, so the joke poke coming out from
But
Wine.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the turrets. I think to be honest.
Oh, they got the
stun.
stun.
Oh yeah, Mixi in a bad position right now.
Look at
Forward barrage
Mango.
doesn't connect though. And actually, a good stun out of Flash,
No
too.
way this is a 12-minute game.
Yeah, this might be a 12-minute game as Mango jumps forward again. One-shot-one kill does pick up one. Mango going down. TSM, they might be thinking they're starting to come back, but somehow I think Invincible Armada still in a pretty good position.
Styling, man. They're doing the victory dance. They're just literally brawling in the worst positions possible just to see if they can. And if they could, well, that's the highlight, right? You came, you saw, you conquered. But they do die for it, so Wine, he's still not going to let up on that pressure. Takes away that jungle. Is Meek, yeah. Cole the Meek is still going to be doing Scout Trap art.
He has picked up a fountain now, though, so he's not just
But he
buying
has
Scout Traps.
15 Scout Traps.
That is a lot of Scout Traps.
That is a lot of Scout Traps. And all right, so he's going to be busy in the base. We are going to be pushing up. Remember, the advice from game number 1 was slow it down, turtle up. Unfortunately,
This went
TSM
faster
can't
than
hear me,
game one.
obviously.
Yeah,
so they are just going to continue on their aggressive ways. And 20 kills in 10 minutes is not a good average for them.
Look at the gold lead, too. I mean, it's about 10,000 in
just
11
under.
minutes. That's pretty crazy. Cole the Meek trying to make something happen here. He is admittedly fairly tanky. Mango not able to just wreck him like he does other people, but Flash, on the other hand, very squishy. The auto attacks coming in are going to melt him down. Nixie does find the stun onto Druid, but look at this Mango right onto the back line. It's a clean ace picked up from Invincible Armada. They might be able to go into the base and end right now.
I'm really curious if Druid's going to go into double tornado or if he would go into double tornado trigger because he has one with that
That's a
SoloMid.
smiley face, right?
Is that with a tongue? Yeah, it's totally 2 eyes and a tongue. Wine just got licked.
Well, wine is pretty tasty. Wine is pretty tasty.
Well,
okay, here comes the minion wave. It's also ace buffed up. I think they might have candied it too. So perhaps they can just take this turret down. Flash very low here. He's not going to be able to do anything. Invincible Armada looking to close this game out in record time, under 12 minutes potentially, but they want to get the kills, pad their stats just a little bit as well. Cole also falls. It's another ace for Invincible Armada. 26 kills to 4. They are the winners of the Samsung Galaxy Vainglory Invitational. Incredible play from this team from Korea.
The fastest win, if I had to guess, would have been amongst the first rounds. But no, it's the last game to make it 2-0 as Korea goes undefeated here in our international tournament. So big thanks to Samsung for kind of making this happen. But I feel for TSM.
Yeah, that was a brutal way to lose the series. Humanist, Zekin, your hearts were with them. It didn't quite pan out, though.
Broken-hearted over here right now, Jackson.
So, Humanist, do you realize it was casters versus analysts, and the analysts were right on the predictions?
Well, no, I didn't realize that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, just saying.
I called you guys the casters. Of course, we're the casters.
We didn't
but,
send them
I
enough
like
energy.
that. Freudian slip right there. So
Either way, my prediction's on point.
Foresight over here wants to be an analyst. That's how that one works.
I told him I was going to make him look good before, so I was going to predict the opposite way, and I told him what to really
You're the
do.
real MVP, brother.
Yeah.
All right, Zekin, you've had my back all day. Invincible Armada, they played incredibly well this game. Do you think they were deserving of that? I think they were.
Oh, yeah, they were absolutely wrecking everything in their path. I mean, just look at the scoreline. 26-4, 12 minutes in. Absolutely fantastic play coming out from Invincible Armada, showing exactly why they are such a top team. Mango on that Sky was disgusting. I mean, holy cow.
I mean, we saw the signs. It is Mango season, and this guy was just going off. Druid as well to back him up. And I think, they each died one time, but it was like he had like a 13-2-9 Sky or something. That just everything that he wanted, he did.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible coming out from the entire team of Invincible Armada. They really showed exactly what they were capable of. They were constantly able to control the map, constantly able to take more vision for themselves, and even in those 1v1 situations, they were always coming out on top.
Yeah, they definitely were, and we actually have a replay available to check out some of those highlights and just see what Invincible Armada was able to accomplish here.
Yeah, just watching Mango, the Sky plays once again. Droth, Druid, and Mango, fantastic Sky players. It's gotta be scary. You have to ban the control, you have to ban the Sky, you have to ban everything against these guys.
It's just devastating amounts of damage coming out. And no matter what, I mean, that was a situation where Mango was just like, okay, my team is coming, but right now it's 3 versus 1. I'm just going to go ahead and start this fight and just jump all over them. Yeah, I mean, they just go in one after another over and over again. They always come out on top. It's just absolutely incredible to watch. Yeah, I mean, just fight after fight going IA's way. And TSM, a bit of a composition we weren't really expecting. Cole going on roam here, but he did lay down some fancy scout traps. Yeah, it looks like we actually have the players on Invincible Armada standing on stage right now with the trophies. So, well, I'm sure we'll hop into that in just a moment. But watching these plays over and over, I gotta say, the Sky works out so well for this team. Yeah, it definitely did. And Invincible Armada up on stage right now, getting those trophies, and of course, very deservingly so. These guys, look, they're giving the hugs, getting some pictures right there. Congratulations, guys. You know, it was a great competition out of them. They really showed up here. And, of course, they're going to be walking away with some Samsung Galaxy S7s as well. Pretty nice prize.
Yeah, pretty sweet for them. I mean, thank you, Samsung, for, you know, getting all this sponsored and helping us out with this event. It's absolutely great to see it. Yeah, it definitely is. These guys are hype. I'm sure they'll be, you know, letting their friends know back home just how it all went down if they weren't watching already. And it seemed like these guys just, I didn't even know like what you would do to approach stopping them. But as far as MVP of the series, who are you going to go with? It's got to be Mango. I mean, just look at him. That Cruel in first game, absolutely dominant. But the Sky in the second game was, once again, he got banned out on the Cruel. Did not even matter. 14, 2, and 10. Really? No big deal. Are the numbers right here? We can confirm that? No, I know that was 14, 2, and 10. It was just a great job out of these guys. And he just, you know, he took everything. He left nothing. So congratulations to those guys once again. Yeah, absolutely incredible performance. I got to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens the next time all these teams match up once again because there are so many good teams out there right now. And Invincible Armada, they look like they're on the top of their game. Yeah, they definitely are. Well, I mean, it was a fun couple of days here. You know, day one, we didn't know how it would pan out at all. Things started to shape up, and IA, they hit their stride. They never looked back. And yeah, as you said, I'm really excited to have these guys come together and in another competition, hopefully in the near future. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. But for now, I mean, taking a look at these two teams, I'm sure there's a lot they can take from this tournament, a lot they can learn about their own play styles, about other regions' play styles, and it's very exciting to see what will each region learn from the others. Well, hopefully they'll watch those VODs and take some things away right there. Maybe not switching up your roamer into the jungle position in an important game could be a good idea. But yeah, anyway, guys, if you want to win a hoodie, if you want to win some ice, just going to let you know one more time, go ahead and tweet out hashtag Vainglory E3. Drop that hashtag Samsung Galaxy in there as well. And remember that the Samsung Galaxy S7 is the hot new device out with Vulkan technology right now. And I want to go ahead and thank Samsung for having us here at the Samsung stage at E3 one more time. It's been a real pleasure. Oh, yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. Well, I'm sure we're going to have more competition soon in the future, but that's it from here at E3 from us. I'm Humanist. This is Zekent. We'll see you soon.
Hello. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Again, congratulations to the Invincible Armada here at the Vainglory Invitational. If you guys want more Vainglory